You have to go back to well before computers were even invented. You see, there were some scientists who predicted that we would one day have a network of info that could be accessed instantly worldwide. A famous scientist by the name of Nikola Tesla proposed a world wireless system in the early 1900s that he claimed could transmit energy all across the globe. He even built a wireless station that was designed to send messages from the US to England and to ships at sea in between. But it wasn't until the late 1960s that the actual internet started to take shape. The very first prototype of the modern internet was actually created by the military. You see, a military government agency originally called the Advanced Research Projects Agency, or ARPA, needed a way for all of their separate computers to communicate in one place, and the building blocks of the internet were invented. In the early 1990s, a scientist took the internet to the next level by creating something called the World Wide Web. This gave regular people like you and me a way to connect to the internet by inventing internet basics like web pages, hyperlinks, and internet browsers. This cosmetic change unlocked the internet to the public, who could now surf the web for the very first time, and we've never looked back since.
We didn't used to have high-speed internet. We used to have dial-up, and it used to go. And it used to dial up to a phone, a house phone.
But there is one man
And it
who
was
gets
slow.
special credit for helping to transform transportation from horse-drawn carriages to full-on automobiles. Carl Benz, the German inventor of a three-wheeled motor car called the Motorwagen in 1886. Benz built 3 prototypes of his gas-powered carriage over the next 2 years before deciding it was time to drum up some interest in his new invention. Carl Benz's wife and business partner Bertha took one of the cars early in the morning and drove it 66 miles to her mother's house. The clunky car puttered along at about 10 miles per hour and was so new that Bertha had to improvise multiple repairs along the way. But the trip was a success. Bertha got to her destination and learned how to improve the design with the repairs she made. It also showcased the car to a skeptical public who still saw cars as impractical at the time. So while Carl Benz is often credited with inventing the very first car, his was far from the first self-propelled vehicle. Over 500 years ago, Leonardo da Vinci drew sketches of a mechanized cart that could move on its own. In the more recent past, a French inventor named Nicolas Joseph Cugnot built a steam-powered car-like contraption around 1769. His invention could move about the same speed as a person walking and had to stop every 20 minutes. Over the next several decades, other inventors worked diligently on designs for an internal combustion engine that could be powered by gasoline. By 1895, 9 years after Carl Benz debuted his Motorwagen, a French inventor named Rudolf Diesel designed the diesel engine, the first fully functioning internal combustion engine to hit the market. Now that there was a standard engine, other companies developed and sold their own cars, and before long, a whole new industry was born. Over the years, cars have changed quite a bit. Affordable electric cars hit the market in the early 2000s, and self-driving cars appeared to be right around the corner. So, who invented cars? Well, no one person. The important part is that people keep reinventing them.
We'll be right back after these messages.
Come on, gang. Let's sing it.
Why is it always run toward me?
I like to think of it as running toward fun. Okay, running toward fun and maybe danger.
Now on with the show.
Who actually invented smartphones in the first place? In order to understand how the iPhone came to be, we have to go back to the very beginning of the mobile phone. And it turns out mobile phones are older than you might think. The very first successful mobile telephone calls were offered to the first-class customers aboard a German train that ran between Berlin